right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's press conference. I'm here with head coach Frank Reich. We will take questions using the raised hand. Dylan, you're up first.
Yeah, coach, big game obviously against Florida State. You guys got Miami coming up, a top 10 team. How does beating Florida State help you guys out for the future? What does it do specifically to set you guys up for a game against Miami on the road?
Yeah, each week is an opportunity for us as a team to gain confidence in what we're doing in all three phases and how we're growing and maturing as a team. So obviously having a home victory against a team of the caliber of Florida State, I think is a good next step for us to prove that we can do it against a team of that talent and caliber level, well coached and certainly a lot of talent. So big step for us.
Thank you, Dylan. John?
Coach, before we talk about statuses of injured players, just want to go back to Elijah Brown and the fine game that he played. I think you are uniquely qualified to speak to a quarterback who is all of a sudden thrust into a big game, a home game. Talk about what that's like to all of a sudden get the call and how you helped him manage the game, beautifully.
Yeah, he did a really good job. And, the biggest thing is just keep your poise and know that the big thing is just play the play and don't try to be a superstar. Don't try to be a hero. Just do what the play is called for. Let your teammates shine and just stick to the script. And he did that well. He did have the one, he had the one nice deep ball was a little of adjustment to,
CJ.
to CJ. That was a big play on that 15-play drive. So I thought that drive really showed a lot about him to be able to come in and handle that drive and lead the team to, a 15-play, 96-yard drive.
Thank you, John. Steve?
Yeah, Frank, I take it there's no truth to the rumor that you've told your team the way to beat Miami is to let them get up 31-0 at halftime, let them get a little overconfident, and then you can come back in the second half. That's not your advice, is it?
That is not my advice. That's definitely not my advice, for sure.
But if I can, what are the 2 or 3 memories you have of that game, dare I say 41 years later?
Yeah, no, it's a long time ago. And it's funny. It's still the same things the things I think about that game are still the same things about what Coach Luck and I are still preaching to this team today, one play at a time. It doesn't matter what the score is, whether you're up by 31 or down by 31. The only way to play football the only way to play your best football is to stay locked in one play at a time. And don't, almost like what we were just talking about at quarterback play, don't try to do too much. Do what the play is called to do. And that's what, and when you stack those things together, good things can happen. And so that's really what our goal is, go down to this, get on the road, go down a tough environment against a good football team and, stay focused one play at a time is what this game is all about.
Thank you, Steve. Troy?
Yeah, Coach, the announcement just came out a couple minutes ago. Cole Tab, the ACC running back of the week and the ACC rookie of the week. What went into his performance and what could he mean? Obviously, running back depth, a slight issue here, but what could he mean and his continued success mean for the squad going forward?
A lot of hard work went into that performance. First and foremost by Cole, he's a great player. He's worked very hard. Cole has great vision. He has great contact balance. He's a very poised runner. Understands the game at a high level. But there's also a lot of work put in by the whole offense. I really felt like the offensive line play last week against a good defensive opponent was improved from the week before and took a step in the right direction. Our receivers continue to be aggressive and show up in the run game to help for those yards. And then I think really the other thing and why Cole is so deserving of the award that he got this week is, man, there were a lot of yards after contact in there. I mean, he kept moving the pile And then, but yet he showed that power to move the pile, but also showed speed to get around the edge. And that's a rare combination.
Thank you, John.
Coach, Sam Roush, 14 catches the last couple of games, averaging 10 yards a catch. Obviously, more involvement by Sam by design. What's resulted in his emergence as far as number of catches and being extra productive for you the last couple?
I mean, this has always kind of been what we envisioned, for Sam. I mean, being, a player that he is, I just think it's the offense just in the passing game starting to get a little rhythm and confidence, and what I'm excited about is, against good opponents. This last two games that you're talking about are against very good opponents. And, but I think that speaks to Sam and his game that, show up in big moments against good teams. And I just think this is the natural progression. You have a really super talented player who has the ability to be a big time playmaker, is extremely he's extremely hard to tackle. He's strong with the ball in his hand. And so again, we're not going to overdo it. It's kind of not, our MO is not just have one guy that we're targeting. We like to spread the ball around. But he certainly is a big part of our offense. We want him to be a big part of our offense.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, just kind of looking into Miami, just kind of thoughts on their team and kind of challenges that they pose on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, super talent. First of all, well coached. Coach Cristobal, obviously a very accomplished coach, highly respected. So, they're going to have a tough team. They're a tough team. I don't know Coach that well, but I just know he seems like a couple times I've met him or seen around him, he seems like a tough guy and, O-line guy. So you kind of like that. I respect that. And, you can see that in their offense, with their run schemes, the physical mentality of what they're trying to do in the run game. Obviously their offensive coordinator, very accomplished, actually at one point has some connection with my family, played and coached for my brother, a few years ago. So, and he's gone on to have a really prolific career. So Coach Dawson, very, very, very good coach in the pass game and coordinating that offense. So, they got speed, right? The running back is legit. He's a legit NFL. It's a pro style. It's a pro program. I mean, you look at their program, it's a pro program in all three phases, with a lot of pro talent. And that's why they're so highly ranked and accomplished. And we're excited. I mean, this is going to be a really good test for us on the road. And we know that if we want to get to where we want to go, we have to be able to show that we can go on the road against a well-coached team, a tough team, and play good football.
Steve?
And Frank, I know the official availability reports don't come out till Thursday, but if there's anybody of note, definitively won't be playing Saturday or definitively will be playing Saturday, appreciate to get that info.
Yeah. Don't have anything for you at this time. If I have something, I'm not afraid to give it to you guys. But as of right now, I'm really not prepared with anything.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Steve. John?
Coach, I asked you a question a moment ago to draw on your experience about coming into a game and having a great second half, your days as a player. Drawing on your experience, the quarterback for Miami, terrific talent, terrific numbers, had an anomalous game, the 4 interceptions. As an opposing coach, what do you expect when you look at the tape like that from a quarterback who's obviously very, very talented and looking to bounce back from a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's an excellent player and has had a really great season. Listen, I know as a quarterback, sometimes it happens, and sometimes it happens when you throw an interception, they come in bunches, and then so when you're coaching that guy who I was coaching, any quarterback that had to perform, that had a day like that, it'd be like, hey man, just move on because let's look at the body of work, let's play ball. So I imagine he's put that game long behind him and is just more looking forward to getting back on track. And and to me, the way you get back on track is the way every team gets back on track. Go back to the basics, right? Let's just gain your confidence back, play by play, because I've seen the very best quarterbacks in the world have very bad days and bounce back the next week. So, I expect, he'll be of that same mindset, and, it'll be our defense's challenge to try to contain him and keep him down.
Ben?
Yeah, one guy I think we know won't be available for the first half anyway is Mitch Lieber due to the targeting call. So that's 1 week, just kind of thoughts on without him for the first half, what's going to be key to finding success in the secondary until he comes back?
Yeah, obviously it's a big loss. Mitch is a really good player, played well last week. That was an unfortunate play. You don't want to see those things happen. I hate that happens. I mean, he's trying to be aggressive and make a good play and gets a call. And that's, I think it's for the safety of the game. And so I certainly understand how that all plays out. But we just gotta, as we move on here in this week, we'll make the decisions personnel wise on how we'll fill that out and get him ready for the second half. And again, going up against this offense with the speed they have and the quarterback that they have, we expect to be challenged deep. They're going to challenge us deep, so we're going to need great safety play.
Just as a quick follow-up on that, and that particular sequence, the quarterback was giving himself up and sliding. I know there's been some discussion about just kind of the rule around that for the safety of the quarterback, because sometimes when they slide, it can be hard for that can sometimes lead to those kind of things. Do you want to see a rule change in that, or just what's kind of your thought on the way the slide rule is used to protect quarterback? Because sometimes it seems like when they slide and give themselves up, that can lead to those kind of helmet to helmet. Just your thoughts, having played the position.
It can 100% lead to those kind of plays, and it's happened to us a couple times now, and but I understand the need to protect the quarterback and to err on the side of protecting the quarterback, and putting the onus on the defender. So I don't know what the answer is to the rule change, or if there should be a rule change, to be honest with you. I haven't thought that much about it. I do know I've seen the issue for years. I understand the issue. I'm not sure what else there is to do about it.
Troy?
Next man up, certainly applying to the offensive line, and the next man up was Josh Williams, true freshman, getting his first snaps and his first start last week. How do you think he graded out? How did he grade out against Florida State?
He graded out well, and yeah, glad you brought that up. Really, in my eyes and in our eyes, exceeded expectations. I mean, I thought he played well based on how he's been practicing, based on his training camp. But was really just happy to see his poise. You could tell right away the game's not too big for him. And, he's a strong young player, very smart, very high football IQ, good instinct, sense of timing. Yeah, I mean, I just think the arrow is up for Josh, and very excited about his first start.
John?
Coach, we talked a little bit about the Miami offense, Carson Beck, the quarterback, the guys on the outside, Tony and Daniels, number 7 and number 10. Defensively, I mean, obviously they've got playmakers. Just kind of give us an overview of the Miami defense, what you see.
Very experienced, very big and physical up front. They mix it up coverage wise. You feel a lot of variations of man coverage. I mean, it's not all man. Like every team, they mix up zone, but they have the talent. If they decide they want to play your man coverage, then they feel confident that their corners can play man coverage the whole game if they need to. I mean, that's what I get watching them. But like most defenses, you want to mix it up, so that's what they do. A lot of single high, man or zone. But when they play their quarters, it plays out like man, some degree. I mean, like 4 match, and so well schemed. Well, you can tell it's well coached. Good talent on defense. Physical in the run game. They challenge it because they're one of the bigger, stronger fronts, and then you got experienced guys. You look down the roster. I mean, they're all 6th year, 4th year, 5th year, 3rd year, 5th year, 4th year, 7th year. fifth year. I mean, so it's an experienced defense.
Ben?
Yeah, obviously 3-0 at home. Couple of those wins have been close. San Jose State was close. This one was close, literally inches. Just talk about what you guys can learn from the positives of learning how to win close games and maybe bending but not breaking and just finding ways to win even when things get close. Just talk about the experience you guys can learn and gain from winning close games like that.
I mean, I just think it's a confidence builder, that you got to make the plays in the clutch. And, we've done that on both sides of the ball. So when we've needed to, not 100%, SMU, we fought our way back into that game and it ended up not being close, but it was, we fought back into it. So, yeah, I think players have confidence. I think our coaches do a good job of, coaching situational football, understanding in those moments, how to try to put the players in the best position to let them make the plays that they're making, and that's what we've seen in our 3 wins.
John?
Coach, talk a little bit about Jay Green. I mean, the defensive backfield's been nicked up a bit, and it seems like late in games, though, when you need a pass breakup, he's been the guy to do it. And he had a tough assignment last game against that quarter mile record holder for Florida State. But just what he's brought to the defensive backfield, leadership on field, all of it.
Yeah, great player, great leader. When I look at the grades from the coaching staff each week, as I watch the film, A, but then B, as I look at the grades from the coaching staff, I'd venture to say, in all the games, he probably has the highest GPA on the defense. It is to, put it in academic terms. He's played at a very high level, very consistently for all of our games. And so, and then on top of that, he's just been a great leader. So, but he has had a knack of making the big play in the big moments in two of these wins that we've had.
Any other questions? Oh, Troy?
Miami playing yet another home game. They will not leave the state of Florida, by the way, until November. I find that amazing. But you've been in that building before. Are there any variables this time of year that you have to take into account when you're playing a game down at Hard Rock Stadium?
I mean, yeah, you can get downpoured anytime. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, the biggest thing is, I've been down there many times, and it's just all about the matchups, the one-on-one matchups that you're playing down there, and we got a lot of good matchups. Like I said, they're a talented team, but I really like the way our team is stepping up each week. I really feel like our team is on the right track, and every week's new and it's a new challenge, but I can't wait for us to get down there and and have a good week of practice this week and be challenged and take the next step for our team's growth.
Any other questions for Coach? Thank you.